The fourth challenge is the rise of single-parent families. I do not mean to be offensive to any single-parent family here. You know, you have my heart. I've experienced this in my own family, and I know how difficult it is for a person to try to raise their children all alone. We have 13 million single-parent families in America. That's 13 million families living short of what God's plan is. God has never ordained a single-parent family. And some of you are there not by choice, but because you really had no choice. My heart goes out to you. 85% of the single-parent families are headed by women. Men, we can't even take responsibility. We are like Judas. We are deadbeats. I mean, women have to go to court to try to get some kind of financial assistance from us. And that's tough. I don't like this sermon. Bill Mack, I wish you were preaching this sermon. Then I could sit there and say amen when I wanted to. I notice I haven't had a single amen yet. Probably not going to get one today. So, but men, we are, we've got to step in there. And, God's plan for the family includes a mom and a dad. And if we have single-parent families, we as a church need to step in there and assist that single parent. Help them to do the job that they are not equipped to do alone. Not to condemn, but to help. I think the American male, the spiritual male, is on the brink of extinction. We are like the manatee. It's unique because it has no natural enemies. There is not another animal in the world that will eat the manatee. And yet, it's about to disappear. 60 million years old. That's how long it's been around. 60 million years. They live, if they grow up, to be about 1,500 to 1,800 pounds. They live to be about my age. And the majority of them are killed by boats. They get too close to the boats. Propellers hit them. They're all scarred up. They die. Now, if you're interested in manatees, SaveTheManatee.org is the website you can go to. If you're interested in the spiritual male, 1 Timothy 3.now. Let's go there. Here is a trustworthy saying. Now, I know that when you continue to read, you're going to see the word overseer. And you're going to think church leader. But overseer is exactly what we're talking about with men. Men, you have a responsibility to be the overseer of your family. You are the spiritual head of your family. God expects you to rule. First of all, Paul says, men, lead by example. Here is a trustworthy saying. If anyone sets his heart on being an overseer, if you're a husband, you're a father, then that's noble. But look at verse 2. The overseer, the spiritual male, must be above reproach, the husband of one wife, temperate, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not given to drunkenness, not violent, but gentle, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money. I really like the last one. It says, guys, there's more to you than being the breadwinner. And don't think just because you bring home the money to buy things for your wife and your children, that means that you are a successful father and husband. Analyze that list. Guys, circle the words that describe your spiritual life. Are you above reproach? Are you faithful to your wife physically, emotionally? Do you keep things on an even keel? Do you moderate things, self-controlled, respectable? Circle all of those things. Those are the behaviors and the attitudes that we should have. Jesus said, I want you to be to the world as I am to you. He set the example. That's the way we lead. We lead by example. And guys, if you cannot set the example with this list of things that Paul gives, then you don't deserve to be called the spiritual leader of your home. Jesus said, as the Father sent me, I am sending you, as the Father sent me. He also said, love one another as I have loved you. He used that little word as. I'm going to be your example. You be an example to others. Men, lead by example. Secondly, men govern through respect. Verse 4. Everything God created is good. Husbands, fathers, manage your own family well. God has prepared you for this role. You're good in the task. You can do it. Manage your own family well. See that your children obey you with proper respect. The King James translates that word as gravity. So if you've got a King James Bible, it is, uses that word there. Unfortunately, a lot of men don't rule or lead through gravity, but rather depravity, which is moral corruption and wickedness. Men often lead through their weaknesses rather than their strengths. Adolf Hitler had the ability to be one of the greatest leaders in the modern world, but he chose to lead through weakness. The emperor, Nero, Caesar, Claudius, Augustus, Germanicus, chose to lead through weakness. We simply call him Nero. We don't even give him the respect of his full title, his full name. Men, if we want to be respected by our families, by the world, then we cannot lead through fear and intimidation. We must govern through respect. Aristotle defined respect as the average between two extremes, arrogance and pleasure. Somewhere between those two, of where we feel like we don't have to please anybody and we try to please everybody. Some husbands get frustrated saying, I can't please my wife. I never do enough for my children. Well, that's because you're approaching it from the wrong direction.